Okay, let's talk about the scene pass, and uh, going to the scene. And from here, you can see add a scene pass, add a point pass, and we have an start and end. These are the range that your game will be happen in between them. In the 3D games, they are not very important. But in a 2D games, in a runner games, platformer games that the character are running from start to the end, it's very important. To better understanding that, we are going to file in a recent file that I open. Sorry for that. File recent and twisted road. And this is a twisted road. You can see this game will be happen in between this start and end, and this is an scene pass. It's a pass between the start and end, and the character and the game and the camera are following this pass and going in this pass. You can see that. Play that. You can see if you play, you can see the game are going in this way, and boom. And from here, you have a different scene. Scene number 1, scene number 2, 3. If you go to the scene number 1, you can see we have a different structure here. Number 2, number 3, and such a these things. Let's from scratch and see what happened. New 3D game. You can make a 3D game or 2D game. And first of all, I click ground and no ground. Click on sky doom and delete that. You don't need that. From here, I don't need the character, and just I need a simple start and end. Unfortunately, we cannot change the color of this grid, and it's bad. Okay, this is a start. You can see. You can go to the scene. This is an start and the end. And in between them, we need a pass, because if you are going to game asset and primitives, for example, this cube is our character and it's moving from here, and make it smaller. And because we have, and you can go to the cameras, and this is our camera position. And if you play, you can see your cube is falling down because we don't have any ground, and boom. Okay. So we need a scene pass, means you have to select start for better creating that. Select the start. The start is the word that's camera is, and this isn't the end. You can see the arrow is in this the arrow in this side, and it means games start from here and go in this way. So this is our start. Nice. We are bring our object here and click on the camera and align it at the center. And we need a pass. Select and start and click add scene pass. Done. You can see we have a scene pass. But if you select the scene pass from here, you can see we have such as these settings. You can change the name. You can add a texture to that. For example, you want add a texture, road or anything from your file. Look at. Okay, this is our file, and drag and drop your folder in sprite editor, and this is our road, and done. You can see it's our simple road. So we can insert any texture from here. The type is a stripe, means it's simple stripe or cube outside, something like that. If you preview that, you can see that it's a simple cube. Okay, it's a 3D cube. Cube inside, it means you can create a tunnel game. You can see it's a tunnel game. And for adjusting that, you have to go exactly in this way that you can see the ceiling of that tunnel. Nice. And you can play through that. Nice. And in this case, stripe is better for us. You have to select the scene pass from here and stripe again. If you want your object collide with that, you can see if you preview, it has automatically has an physics on it. I don't know it's a bug, but we have to turn the physics on or off. It automatically fall down here. I think it's set to ground. We are going ground. No ground, we have nothing. Okay, it's automatically turn on the physics, but in some cases we don't need that physics and we have to turn it off. Because in some cases we use a node that are that calling touch pass, that is automatically touching pass. Okay, in this case we are turning off the physics, and this is a material if you want, or if you want to add a shade on specular intensity, you can change them. Okay, let's go into 3D world settings. Double click here. Oh, this is in 3D world. I mean to make it a mind map. It's better here. This is our 3D world that I will be explaining it more. We need a character. Going to game asset, and we need this cube as character. This cube as a character. It's then dynamic, affected all. Everything is nice. I will be explaining it more. And as you can see, this is a start scene. We are double click to cube and going to its settings. It's node system and node map. It's very simple. I will explain it more, don't worry. But we want to this game touch our surface. We can simply touch pass. We need touch pass. If you connect create to enable that, it automatically touch the pass as it's going to its way. Okay, I will be explaining more. Going to the 3D world, and this is our first scene. Click and apply, and you can create a second scene. If you want to scene be longer, you can click end and make it longer, and then create a pass. Again, you can upload your image and done, or you can insert another road, another texture. I suddenly select scene. I have to select the scene pass. It's a road because we inserted previously. You can access it. Okay, if you want your road that has been some twisted, you can select add point. It's better to first select the start and then add a point. It's add a point at the middle of that, and you can drag and drop it, and you can see you can bending your road. You can simply rotate it, scale it anywhere that you want. Interesting. And the game is going through that. This is a start number 2. Or you can right click and duplicate this scene and select the scene number 2 from here. Number 1, this is number 2. And then change it, for example, in this case. Nice. The game will be happen between the start and the end. So this is another thing. Add a point. You can add another point from here. You can change it. You can add any other things that you want. You can rotate it at any angle. This is on scene number 1, scene number 2. You can see if you click on any of these scenes, for example, the start, we have a different object to that. 1, we have other object. 2, we have other object. We can insert enemy or anything something like that. For example, you want to add some enemy in scene number 1, for example. Before doing that, it's better to delete these points, and I think it has a bug. It's better to delete scene pass again and create another scene pass. It has a bug. And the bad thing is that if I select it, it's selected the skybox. I think it's a new version of buildbox 4 and has a lot of bad bugs. Another texture. Before changing the scene path, please insert your object. For example, in the scene, I need this coin as enemy, for example. Make it smaller and like that. And place it in your scene. For example, D to copy that, A to copy that again, and place it on your scene. And make sure that you are, I explained it before, make sure that you are, make them child of the zero road. This is our scene path. Select our coin with a shift and click and drag them on inside the game scene path. And you can see the scene path now is a parent of these coins. An important part of that is this. For example, if this is a simple surface and you can navigate them simply, and if you select the start and then at a point, it's very interesting part happen. If you change the scene path, in this version we don't have something like in a buildbox 3. If you change this path, because the scene path is changing, these objects are moving with that. Unfortunately, in this version, it's not possible. It is another bug. You have to manually change them. Look at this version. Twisted Road number 2. This is on default. Going to the scene number 1, and you can see in a scene, every object are in child of them. And if you select the point level here, you can see they are moving with objects. Unfortunately, that's another bug with buildbox 4. The buildbox, unfortunately, is king of the bugs. It's a powerful and interesting software, but you see it has a lot of bug. In this scene, we don't have any bug. And if you go here and selecting and delete them, the software will be crashed. It's king of the crashed, unfortunately. So make sure that you are make them child of them. So you can see we have a different scene here, and you can change your scene path. If you are going to the game asset and this is our character, you can see we have a touch path. Note here that it's touching the path and you can move it. That's it. Okay, you learn how to use these things in software.